Hello everyone, we are from Group 7, Class BE 2243A. Today, we will be presenting about demolition and retrofitting, extending the life of existing buildings. First of all, we will introduce ourselves. My name is Siti Shaika binti Wahab.
My name is Anissa binti Idris.
And my name is Izzat Zulhazik bin Junaidi.
Okay, let's start our discussion.
First of all, I'll be doing the introduction. The definition of demolition is the process of knocking down or dismantling a structure or a part of it that is a core load-bearing member. Retrofitting is the process of upgrading or modifying existing structures, systems, or equipment to improve their performance or make them more energy efficient. These two processes are both implemented in construction when buildings reach their intended lifespan or becomes unsafe or can no longer be occupied. Knowing when to choose the best course of action for the maximum efficiency of the structure and cost. And next one is the characteristics of demolition and retrofitting. Demolition, it has intentional removal of a structure, temporary disruption to surroundings, use of specialized techniques and equipment, high risk, and safety focused. While retrofitting, it improves an existing structure, enhance safety and strength, minimal disruption of surrounding, and use in-depth engineering knowledge and skills.
So there are a lot of advantages that can be pointed out for demolition and retrofitting works. For demolition, the few advantages are: first, freedom of design. Demolition enables new construction without constraints from the previous structure's layout, materials, or structural limitations. Next is higher structural safety. A brand new building can be designed to meet modern codes and standards without inheriting old structural weakness. Demolition also makes opportunity for modern infrastructure. It is easier to integrate smart building system, energy efficiency features, and sustainable materials from the ground up. Demolition also makes faster project schedule. New construction can sometimes progress faster than complex restoration or repair work. And lastly, for demolition is increased land use efficiency. It allows for increased density or a new building footprint that can better meet current needs. For retrofitting, the advantages are: first, it is cost saving. It is usually cheaper than complete demolition and rebuilding, especially when the structure is fundamentally sound. Next, it reduces environmental impact. It retains existing materials and foundation, reducing construction waste and carbon emissions associated with new construction. Retrofitting also preserves heritage and character of the building. It allows historically significant or architecturally valuable building to remain. Other than that, it also makes less disruption. It is faster and less invasive than demolition in urban areas. Surrounding structures and infrastructure remain undisturbed. Lastly, it avoids regulatory and zoning complication. Some areas have strict rules around demolition. Retrofitting can avoid lengthy approval processes by the local authorities.
Next one is the few disadvantages of demolition and retrofitting. For demolition, it causes noise and air pollution due to the falling bricks and flying dust. It also causes safety hazard because there is no confirmation that there's nobody within the areas. It also causes disruption to surrounding areas. As insinuated by the above points, it causes safety, health, and disturbance to the surrounding. It also causes excessive waste and mismanagement because construction workers don't usually know how to manage the residuals from the demolition itself. It also causes cost overrun because there's always a possibility of um, objects that are not supposed to breaks and also injuries to the workers. And for the retrofitting, it is aesthetically challenging as it is adding new structures to old ones. And it is hard to make those kind of things pretty. It also may not be applicable to every structure, as it cannot be done to severely old buildings that are brittle and cannot hold the extra load of the reinforcements. It also causes partial disruption to building occupants due to them having to evacuate, the noise, and some excess problems in the areas. It also could not compare to a new building as its extended life could be less. It also causes safety risks to surrounding occupants in case they're not aware of the site itself and wander into the site. And the next one.
So this is the method for demolition and retrofitting. First, working ball demolition. Vertical drop of working ball or swing action of working ball. It requires operator and a steel ball weight. It's about 0.5 to 2 tons is hung from a roll mountain crane. Second, pusher arm technique. A machine like a hydraulic excavator is lifted with a steel pusher arm and pushed from the outside surface of the building. It is only used when the machine is operated from a firm level base with a clear operating base of at least 6 meters. That deliberate collapse build method. It is used in an area of isolated building on reasonable level site. The demolition by deliberate collapse consists of systematic removal or weakening of the key structural elements to induce the collapse of the structure. So for retrofitting, the first method is adding new shear wall. This is a frequent used technique for a retrofitting of a building of non-ductile reinforced concrete frame buildings. The elements can be either cast in place for precast concrete elements or new elements preferable are placed at the exterior of the building. This method is not preferred in the interior of the structure to avoid interior moldings. Second, adding steel bracing. Steel bracing is an effective solution in the retrofitting of building when large openings are required. Potential advantage due to higher strength and stiffness and opening for natural lighting can be provided. Lastly, wall thickening technique. This existing wall of a building are added a certain thickness by adding bricks, concrete, and steel aligned at certain place as reinforcement. The width of the wall increase and it can bear more vertical and horizontal loads. Also, it is designed under special condition so that the transverse loads do not cause sudden failure of the wall. So, what is the differences demolition and retrofitting? First, in terms of cost, demolition is higher initial cost and retrofitting is lower initial cost. Demolition takes longer due to demolition and full reconstruction, while retrofitting is usually more faster. Structures that are severely damaged, unsafe, or outdated for demolition And for retrofitting, buildings that are moderately damaged or can be upgraded. And environmental impact. For demolition, highly carbon footprint, large amount of debris and waste, and more dust and noise. For retrofitting, lower carbon emissions, minimal construction waste, less dust and noise. For disruption, demolition is highly disruptive, and retrofitting is less destructive.
For the conclusion, both demolition and retrofitting each play important roles in construction. Choices between them depends on the condition of the structure, project goals, and long-term priorities. Demolition offers a complete reset when a building is unsafe or unsuitable for improvement, while retrofitting provides a way to extend life and performance of existing structures. By evaluating all aspects like structural integrity, cost, environmental impact, and functional needs, stakeholders can select the most practical and sustainable approach for a specific project. So that is all from our group. Thank you very much.